Hi everyone, this is Rebecca and Barkley, aka Boobop1970. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well everybody, this is it. This is going to be my third movie review for today, I guess. But there's going to be more movie reviews to come in the future, but I don't know which one it will be. So, for today's review, for number 3, is this movie, The Phantom of the Opera. One of the most greatest musical features of all time. It doesn't matter if it's the Broadway play or this movie. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my third movie review of The Phantom of the Opera. So, the movie starts off somewhere around the 1800s. There's this young and beautiful girl named Christine Daae. She wants to become one of the most greatest singers and performers of all time in this big giant opera house. Yeah, that's what it's called, the big giant opera house. So anyway, her dream had finally came true. She became one of the most greatest entertainers of all time. All the crowd loved her, and all the people from the backstage loved her. I will just say everybody in the world really loves her. They love her performing, they love her singing, and they really love to see her grace and beauty. And then somewhere later on in the story, she has this unknown twisted love triangle where she falls in love with 2 dudes in one building. One is her childhood sweetheart named Ral, while the other is the unknown, mysterious dude named the Phantom of the Opera. So anyway, my friends, let's just say that Christine is stuck about being with these 2 dudes in one big giant building of the opera house. So will she ever pick which man that she wants to be with? Or what's going to happen to her career for the future? And so anyway, ladies and dudes, that's my whole entire review for the plot of The Phantom of the Opera. So anyway, ladies and dudes, what do I think about this movie? Duh! I love it! This is a pretty darn good movie. I love the storyline, I love the characters, well, except for one. I love the songs, I love the score, but I will say the costume designs are the best ones I ever see in this movie. I mean, I just love everything, except there were a few hiccup moments for this movie. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to the strongest points and the weakest points of this movie. I will say for the strongest points of the movie is all the songs and one cool dance scene. I will say for the songs, I do love Think of Me, Phantom of the Opera, Music of the Night, All I Ask of You, Notes, No Point Return. There's so many songs to think about. I will say all of them are pretty good in so many ways. But I'm sure that everybody's most weakest point is for the movie is there were a couple of songs missing that were not there in this film. Some songs that I haven't noticed about. I know that's everybody's weak points and their opinions that everybody forgot. There are some other songs out there that's in the Broadway play. But to me, I don't freaking care about which songs that they're missing for the movie. I just want to say all of them are pretty good in so many ways, and I will say my most favorite one is Masquerade, Phantom of the Opera, and All I Ask of You. I think those are my top 3 favorites. So anyway, I will say the strongest points are the songs, and I will say for the Masquerade dancing, it is a freaking masterpiece. I mean, I love it very much. I love the costume designs, I love the dance sequence. I love the angles for it. I mean, everything. It's pretty darn good in so many ways. So I really, really loved the dance sequence for Masquerade. So it's pretty darn good. And now let's go on to the weakest points of the movie. And I think there were a few of them that I can remember for what I seen in this movie. So, to tell you the truth is, yeah, there were a couple of mistakes of this movie. There were a few of them. Not just a whole lot, but just a little bit. So I will say there was one mistake for the music of the night, where, you know, the Phantom's still singing and Christine was looking at those items that the Phantom made. There was one point for the scene is where Christine had disappeared. I mean, where the heck is she? I don't see her. I know the Phantom's still singing, but a few seconds ago, we saw her, and then she disappeared out of nowhere, so that's kind of weird. I know, in so many years, when we watch movies, there's a whole lot of mistakes that we can find in this film, any of these films. I know there'll always be one when somebody disappeared out of nowhere. And I will say, yeah, there was another weak point in the movie about the part in the Phantom's face. Well, maybe somewhere around the eye. I remembered when you looked at him when he was wearing the mask, his eye thingy for the skin is pretty darn clear. But then later on in the movie, you can see that the skin is kind of messed up in a way. So that's all I could say about that scene. So yeah, there were two mistakes in this movie, and that's something I'll never forget. Until, I remember there was another mistake in this movie, is that black horse during the middle of the Phantom of the Opera song. And I was thinking to myself, did the Phantom steal the horse, or did he buy the horse, or what? I have never seen a horse before, somewhere around, like, underneath a dungeon or something. I just want to say, that's freaking strange. How did that horse get in there? I just don't know what the heck I'm going to say. So, I will say, it's kind of weird to see a horse underneath the underground of the opera house, I guess. So, I will say that is the most strangest part of the movie. So, anyway, those are the only mistakes I can think of for right now. So those are my strong points and the weakest points of the movie. And now let's go on to the characters of this movie. And I will say there were a few characters I freaking enjoy. But there's one character I do hate in this movie. And I do have her in this DVD. This woman. I think it's Colossa, whatever her name is. I know she was played by Minnie Driver, but all I could say that she is the most annoying character I ever seen in my life. She's, let's just say she's very arrogant, she's very rude, and she's been a diva for who knows how long. And let's just say she's not a good singer, not like Christine. So, I will say that's the only character I hate in this movie, is Colossal, whatever her name is. And now let's go on to the three good main characters of this movie. And this one has the best highlight moments in this movie. One is Ralph, Christine's childhood friend. All I can say is that Ralph is not a too bad character. I mean, he is so good looking, he's charming, I know he's rich, but he doesn't care about money much. That's one good thing I like about Ralph. He doesn't care about money, but he does care about that. He does love Christine in his heart, and he wants to be with her for all eternity. And that's something I can understand from a character. Even if he is a wuss, that everybody should say, but to me, I don't think he's a wuss. There's plenty wuss characters I know that are kind of bad. Well, something I can't remember right now. And I will say about Christine, she's a very beautiful character. She's very kind, sweet, she's lovable, and I love her singing. She did it so gracefully. And all I could say is the only thing that she ever wanted in her life, not just because of singing, performing, or becoming an actress, is she wants to become a free person, and she wants to do whatever she wants for the rest of her life. And that's one character I can frickin' understand. So anyway, I love Christine overall. And now let's go on to the main character, the Phantom of the Opera, played by Gerald Butler. I will say for this dude, he did a fantastic job playing with this mysterious dude who wears a mask. He's very good looking. Well, I like him better with the mask on, not him taking off the mask. All I could say is good looking, he's charming, he's very mysterious in so many ways. And I will say the most positive thing I love about this character is that he is not really a villain. Now that's one special thing I like about this character. He is not really a villain at all. He's just a misunderstood character. He doesn't want to become a monster. He wants to become a human being so he could be with Christine for the rest of his life. And that is one good character I really do understand. I just want to say, for Gerard Butler, thank you so much for playing the Phantom of the Opera. You're a very good singer, you're a very great performer, and I will say, in my own opinion, that you are the best Phantom of the Opera guy ever in the Phantom of the Opera history. So, anyway, ladies and dudes, here are my final thoughts of the Phantom of the Opera. Overall, the Phantom of the Opera is such a great musical film. It had a good storyline, good characters, except for one. I love the music, I love the score, I love the costume designs. And I will say, since it is popular on Broadway, this movie right here is the most underrated musical film of all time. And I think it's time for everyone to look over this film right away. And so, for my rating from 1 to 10, I decided to give it a 9 out of 10. Because I will say, this movie is good in so many ways, but I know there's a few mistakes in there, but overall, it's still a good movie to watch. So better check out this movie, or the Phantom's gonna hunt you down and take you down for the count. So, anyway, ladies and dudes, that is my review of the Phantom of the Opera. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I did the best I could for it once again, because it'll be hard to remember everything I learned about this movie. But I did my very best, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm sorry I took so long to do this one. Well, you get the idea. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time on my next one for another underrated movie review. So say hello to Steve Irwin, the legendary crocodile hunter, and his only movie, The Crocodile Hunter Collision Course. So, be prepared for this one. I'll see you all later. Sayonara.